Yes, just 1 hour ago, this Hurricane Ian made its first landfall in western Cuba near La Coloma, which is with winds of 125 miles per hour. So let's zoom on in here because you can already see some of that impacting the southern portion of Florida. But there it is, a Category 3 on land. So because it's not going to go over much of land, it's a pretty flat area of Cuba. It's not even really expected to weaken it. If anything, it's going to continue strengthening so that later today we're at a Category 4 status. And in less than 24 hours, it's really just off the western portion of Florida, north of the Florida Keys. Again, that's less than 24 hours from now. Now let's go forward tomorrow afternoon. It's a Category 3 hurricane just off the Fort Myers coastline, maybe right on the Fort Myers coastline. Remember, you got to look at this entire line here. And then Thursday morning, again, this is a slow mover to the north. It could still be a Category 3 storm somewhere along the Manatee, Sarasota, or Pinellas coastlines. This is more of a bend taking this inland in our community and still could be a Category 1 storm by Thursday at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, even for inland areas. It's not until Friday with this slow-moving storm that we finally get to say farewell to it. While it's here, though, we do have the risk of hurricane force winds. That's what this Pinellas, Hillsborough, Manatee, Sarasota. Your hurricane warning means you could feel hurricane force conditions within 36 hours. Now we have hurricane watch for places like Polk County. That is a new update that just came in. They're saying now you could feel hurricane force winds even in inland areas. Same thing farther to the north. Yes, Citrus, Hernando, Pasco, you may feel hurricane force winds, but you wouldn't feel it until about 48 hours from now. Again, the storm has to lift north. We could still deal with storm surge, depending on where that system comes on shore. There are some storm surge warnings. Anywhere south of where it makes landfall would deal with an onshore wind and the potential of 5 to 8 foot storm surge. Computer models remain somewhat disagreement as far south as Fort Myers, still as far north as about the Big Bend of Florida. And of course, that's going to impact the effects we see locally.
Yeah, and you know, we keep talking about hopefully we'll get, you know, a little bit more agreement here over the next couple of days. I don't know how much more agreement that we're really going to get. So we really have to start talking about the different scenarios, whether the center of the storm comes ashore south of Tampa Bay, whether it comes ashore north of Tampa Bay, because we're going to use that center of the storm to really pinpoint those impacts for different areas because they're going to be drastically different. So right now we're going to zoom in. This is the forecast cone from the National Hurricane Center. And this red area, I'm calling it an easterly track. We could call it a southerly track, the right side of the cone, right? If the center of the storm comes ashore anywhere between Naples and Sarasota and Manatee County, we're talking about very big storm surge in Sarasota and Manatee County and areas south. The strongest winds are certainly going to be near the coast, and I do think that the Tampa area, including Hillsborough County, Pinellas County, even far inland, we could see those really strong wind gusts. But the heavy rain is going to be my biggest threat, my biggest concern for our inland areas, with flooding being a potential of when we see 5 to 10 inches of rain. Less of a tornado threat because most of that would actually occur down in on the East Coast and into South Florida. Now, if the center of the storm comes ashore near Tampa Bay or just up along the Nature Coast here, remember, we're going to be dealing with the storm sitting offshore for quite some time. So we're going to be dealing with a much larger storm surge. We'll be talking about those strongest winds near landfall and especially along the coast. Certainly still some flooding. Either way, we're going to see flooding with this and the possibility of those tornadoes with the center coming ashore a little bit farther to our north. So still lots of possibilities, Lee, and we're going to continue to talk about these possibilities here over the next couple of days with the slow-moving storm.
And we know there will be impacts. Now we're sort of trying to come to terms with who is going to see the worst and what those worst are. But we will have almost 48 hours worth of hurricane conditions across the Tampa Bay area. Things are kind of going downhill today, but if you need to do prep work, I still think you can do it today. It's 86. It's going to be cloudy and breezy. Rain is going to increase from the south as these rain bands start lifting from south to north. So that's why the heaviest rainfall totals will already begin to stack up south of I-4 for today. And then we'll get some of those heavier showers farther north as we head through the nighttime and into tomorrow morning. And really, you need to have all preparations done by the end of the day today. Back to you.
Right. Thank you, Lee. Thank you, Amanda.